we want to look back at the Sylvan Lake Holiday Kickoff, which recently was held in our greater West Bloomfield community. It was a free event that happened over the weekend, and it actually brought the community together for some great time. So with us right here live on The Splash to add some perspective to it, we have Danielle Kurajian, a Sylvan Lake resident, to talk about her experience at the recent Sylvan Lake Holiday Kickoff. Thank you for joining us, Danielle.
Great to be here, Kevin. Thanks for having me.
Yes. So I got a little bit of time to go out there to celebrate during the holiday kickoff. I had a great time, freezing cold, but it's still a great time. And I just want to hear from you, a resident of Sylvan Lake and someone who's attended there. How did you and your family enjoy that winter village lighting and all the events for the holiday?
It was a great event. First of all, I'd like to thank all of those who were involved in planning it. They did an excellent job of making it family friendly and getting the community involved. As a lake community, so often we do things together in the summer, but it's very few and far between that we get these opportunities to come together in a cold environment like Christmas. So this was a great event. From the community donations from Dino's Pizza and Salad, it's one of our family favorites, so it was great to have them there, donating that for our families. The hot chocolate bar, my kids loved that. Can't beat that. The crafts, the festive decor, and of course Santa was a great highlight for all of the people attending, young and old.
I know, right? And you pretty much named some of the things that I was going to name. That was my favorite, the hot chocolate bar, like using the markers to create our own little tote bags and having a goodie bag inside of it. It was all so great. And I loved how everyone was there. Everyone was smiling and just having a great time. It was great. And it was a great way to bring in the holiday as well. How did the overall festivities to you enhance the holiday spirit for your family?
It was a great way to start December. This month is very busy doing a whole bunch of holiday-driven activities, but it really kicked off the spirit. Sylvan often does a tree lighting, but this year we really kicked it up a notch with everything happening inside of the community center. And as a resident, that was really great to see. That's been something we've been working on to use the community center more, and this was an excellent example of a way to do that.
Perfect. Were there any other events that you all attended celebrating the holidays within Sylvan Lake, and just talk about those if so?
Not yet. But my kids love to drive past the community center at night and see all of the lights that are still up there. And then coming up within the month of December, the neighbors have a competition for the lights, and I grew up in Sylvan Lake, and that was something I always looked forward to as a kid, driving around the neighborhood and seeing which houses won awards and for what. So as December progresses, we look forward to doing that.
Perfect. And I'm glad you mentioned that too. I want to piggyback off that. But with us right here live on The Splash, Sylvan Lake resident Danielle Kurajian, just talking about her experience at the Sylvan Lake Holiday Kickoff just recently, which I spent some time there for the first time as well. And you said being right here from Sylvan Lake, you're familiar with it, and you've been to a few of those before. And there's only so many different events that we have right here in our tight-knit community. With that being said, just talk about what that specific event means to you in terms of bringing the community together.
Yeah, that's been something we've been working on in our community over the past 4 years, is creating more community events and ways to get everybody together and ways to get each other to meet one another. And this was an excellent way to do that. We got to meet a lot of families that maybe we don't normally see. And I have 2 young kids, and so it's great to say, oh, hey, you have young kids too. Like, let's get together. Let's do something. And then all the little things that brought the community together. Gino's donating the pizza, Jordan Morrow, the photographer, donating her time and taking those beautiful pictures so that we can remember and commemorate this first event, and then hopefully many more to go. And she has been around our community documenting things with photos for a couple of years now. And it's really great to see all these people once again coming together to create this community that, as you mentioned, it is small, it is tight-knit. So the more that we can do things together, the stronger we can become.
Yes, and one thing that I like too is, like we talked about, or we recently shown in some of the B-roll, the toy drive that was there also, and how that, can you just speak to the toy drive and how it feels to donate those toys to people who to the kids and less fortunate who may need it?
Yeah. That's something that Sylvan's done for a long time. Our police force and our city manager, John Martin, really had that up. And this event was an excellent way to bring even more notice to that because
Hmm.
oftentimes it's just, oh, bring your toy, drop it off at the police station. And if you're not on social media or you don't read the weekly newsletters as closely as maybe you should, you might not notice that, or you might not know that that was something that we do. So
Exactly.
having it there in person and seeing that was a great way to bring attention to it and hopefully gather up a little more donations than usual.
Yes, and once I saw it, the box was filled out past the top, which means we obviously did a great job with, getting the word out and having people come and actually donate those toys and items. So great work and effort from the Sylvan Lake community right there. Don't want to hold up too much more of your time, but I do want to ask a good question. Do you have any suggestions or ideas to have for the future Winter Village events to make it more enjoyable for families in the area?
I think it was extremely enjoyable as it was. I think the only thing that we might need to do is maybe move it to a Saturday or a Sunday so the time can be longer so
Mm.
more people could come and enjoy the event because those involved in the planning, they did an excellent job, as we mentioned, the family friendliness. As a teacher, the crafts were great, perfect for the kids. They loved it. The magnets they handed out, the goodie
Hmm.
bags, the hot chocolate, it couldn't be better. Perhaps we might have to make it longer so we can enjoy it more.
Good point. Good point. Everything was done well. Everyone who coordinated and put the event together, I want to applaud them also. Like I said, it was my first time being there, and everyone made me feel at home as well. So great work there. And thank you again for your time and for being here. Once again, Sylvan Lake resident Danielle Kurajian talking about the Sylvan Lake Winter Village events. We appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.